Good morning. Wanted to hop on here. The energy woke me up, just ready to go. So I'm gonna take a minute to come into this space. Breathing in deeper. Holding it. Letting it back out. Holding it. Breathing back in. Starting to come into the center of the body. Holding it at the top. Starting to invite Creator God into this space. Acknowledge the Creator God that's already happening. First thing, what all is involved in that, letting it back out, all the way down, feeling a lot of pain in the left side of my body all of a sudden, letting the air back out all the way down to the point that you could almost suck in your diaphragm and holding it for a moment. Breathing back in when you're ready. Holding it at the top. Letting it out when you're ready. Just being present with the space in between breath, in between movement. That stillness for a moment, and how the body shifts, how the blood flows differently. You can keep going with this breath pattern, breathing out, holding it, breathing in, and holding it at the top. Just for as long as it feels right, kind of like meeting the edges where it feels uncomfortable, and then going back to the movement of the breath and letting it be like slow and long, just being very present. Been moving through some big things. It was just the new moon, and yeah, it seems like this new moon is asking a lot from a lot of people. So it's even the energy is still happening. Just saw the first little sliver in the sky of the new moon. She's back, and it's still a good time to be conscious of what seeds that you're planting in the ground that you would like to grow. This one has been really interesting for me. Because I had a whole sinus thing happen, and I feel pretty strongly like it's correlated to how much I stay in my mind, in my head, to try and protect myself. A lot of thoughts about this or that, whether things are right or wrong, and it clogs up the energy a bit that it wants to move. I'm having to let go of like my judgments, how I must have done something wrong for my body to have gotten sick. That's happened as well. Also, another thing that's come up is for me personally, wanting to allow the branches of my tree as a person, as this organic biological creature that's wanting to grow. It's like I'm wanting the branches of my tree to be able to grow bigger and start reaching out and start flowering. And I've said in other videos, connecting to the larger world. And I've known for many years that that requires my roots going really deep and being willing to pull on and find the resources within what the world and even our mind is. It's hard because it's like in the dark, in the things that are negative, and we correlate to that stuff that's bad. For me, what's come up is a lot of anger, a lot of protection mechanisms, and definitely in a practice right now of not making that wrong, even when the reflection I'm getting in my reality is being told that you know that anger is not welcome, and if I show it, that I'm pushing things away from me, and this is my consequence, which to me is very triggering. Feels like I'm being punished for showing who I really am, or for feeling what I really feel. And and many times in my life I will just try and shove it down and go into a lot of, again, judgment. If only I could control it. And what's coming up for me personally is just that I can't be my full self without that part of me. She does want to protect, and she does feel anger. She feels big things, and she wants the space to be able to say it how she's feeling it, and that's not always an attack on someone. It's just it's coming up from a place that I know is when I let it out, it's very uncomfortable for other people. And I've had a bit of a shell, an identity overlay on my being that doesn't want people to see that. Even still, I'm doing these videos, and I guess as I'm speaking, we're calling in again saying the prayer that this is a practice for me right now of putting something out into the world that is not what I would say perfect, that is not that's not perfect. And there's so much of my art and so much of what I create that never goes out, that never is shared, that is never seen by anyone else, because I think it's not good enough. It's never going to be good enough, and there's so much in the world to compare it to as well. So setting in that prayer again right now, that this is a practice of letting pieces of myself, whatever energy wants to come through in this moment, in filming this, to let it go out, to connect to those who are ready to be in this space with me, whatever this space is, and allowing it to be really raw and not necessarily a performance, although I acknowledge that there's pieces of me that can't not somewhat put on a show. And that I don't feel like I can have my whole self unless I get to have the parts of me that feel big things, that do push other people away, that are maybe uncomfortable, that people are going to label as, that's me having my teeth bared and my claws out, and that part of me is doing that for a reason, and it's coming up for a reason. That's what I'm having to ground back into my center. That part of me doesn't come out with just whoever. It's not my first go-to. It usually comes out because something is happening that is not integral within my system, or in interacting with another being. and that she is there for a reason, and she's showing her teeth and her claws for a reason. And if it pushes certain people away, it's also happening for a reason. Those people aren't meant to be close to me. And that one is the hardest for me personally. I just want people to like me. And I have deep, deep, deep abandonment, rejection wounds. I don't know if it's from this life or other lives, but they are deep, man. My whole, even saying it, my whole chest clenched up, and it's like, whew. Like, everything I think I've become is to try and get people to want to like me, to think that I'm good or that I'm right, or whatever that means, that I'm acceptable, you know? And if I really want to get bigger, like, I've got to also bring along the parts of me that even my own self has judgments on, because I feel like they are, they're not acceptable. Yes, there's always a time and place. Yes, there's discernment in how to move those energies. But I also just want to speak into this space, like grounding a prayer, that I am in a place of learning to honor myself, to love myself, my whole self, and that I'm not here with my sword swinging out. It might be perceived that way because sometimes I can't help but come from a place of desperation and panic, and defensiveness within a female body. That's a really deep thing for a lot of women, that we function more from a place of fear. So just wanting to speak into this space, that I set down, I end any contracts that I've been carrying within this body, within the genetics, within the loyalty to the feminine aspect. I set down any contracts, null and void any contracts that I've been carrying of fear, panic, overwhelm, and terror, connected to the deep belief that that is the only way that I'll be able to survive. I see that that's what's happening, and just let that be done, that as a soul I don't choose to carry this forward any longer, sending out prayers and blessings to any interactions and relationship dynamics throughout the years where that has been the mode that I've gone into and have not been able to come out of. But forgiving myself, that all myselfs, all the selves that I am, all the ancestors that live within me, all those who will come after me, I in this moment offer forgiveness for all of that, all of these parts, as the doorway for all of that to happen through time and space and dimensional realities. I offer forgiveness for myself. I offer forgiveness, pardon. I pardon anywhere where I might be holding on to any energy towards anyone else for feeling like I'm gonna be hurt. And that, anyone else is trying to attack me or use me or hurt me. I'm saying a prayer into this moment of just honoring all that is swirling around, all the things that I am watching myself go into, the ways that I'm acting, the ways that I'm just this, that I am. I just hold a prayer over my body. This is really raw this morning. Oh man, so raw. Feeling so much movement coming up through my root chakra, moving up through, Kundalini movement might seem like amazing sexual energy to other people, but for me it's been a lot of releasing of fear. So just coming back to this space, taking some breaths, breathing out. Breathing in. Relaxing the body and breathing back out, relaxing where the muscles are tense, just noticing it and then letting the body drop into gravity. Breathing all the way back out. And then breathing in. And holding it again at the top. Saying a prayer, breathing out, calling forward every aspect of my being to be here in this moment, in this filming of this video, knowing that I'm posting this today. This is where I'm at. This is what's swirling around me. This is what I feel like sharing. And the parts of me that don't feel like sharing. Because I'm literally just like, ah. I release in this moment any shame, guilt, blame, abandonment, rejection that I have been engaging with within myself, and how then that might correlate to how I feel with how what I'm receiving from the world as well. And I'm saying this prayer in this moment, like fully feeling like not confident at all. And I say the prayer anyway. I say it anyway. Asking for my angels to be with me here today, to walk the path today before me, clearing the way and bringing in what is most helpful for my system to release and to also receive, and to be within wholeness. And any thoughts that I have, just letting it drop back into the heart, into the furnace of the heart, to be burned up and used as fuel. So this movement can keep happening. I'm seeing the toroidal field around the body. So envisioning that toroidal field flowing with strength and with power, just unclogging everywhere and anywhere that is ready, whatever little pieces are coming loose that are wanting to be moved out, either down into the earth or thrown back up and out into the heart of Creator God, and letting new energy, source intelligence, divine frequency that has never come into this world before, because it's brand new, to move through into this space. So a lot of times I see like the figure 8, we're the portal for these energies to come through, doing our best to let them move through in a clear way. And that if that figure 8 moving through, connecting into the earth, and then coming out, connecting into the heart of God, or the sun, or whatever that is in the cosmos, you know, this sort of invisible piece of God that's always there and watching and just holding space and getting bigger to envelop and to include our brilliance. And today, seeing, like I said, the toroidal field, and so that figure 8 moving this way as well, and how that opens up. Energy moves and it opens up right here, that Vesica Pisces, which is where our beingness as a star being, and there's so much associated with that, but ultimately it's light, that I am the light of God, I'm the spark of God. I've been given this space, this body to learn, given the illusion of the body that has like a boundary, that has separateness from all that I am and all that we are, and where there's pain and sadness and fear, feeling separated from, honoring that. And in this moment, giving deep, deep, deep gratitude for the experience and the strength building exercise of self. Oh, it's so strong in this moment of really like, that's how we really come into loving the self. Thinking that we're separate, and the responsibility that is then given in this space to grow into a larger part of a larger puzzle piece of God. And that whether I think I'm doing things right or wrong, and how I'm acting and how I'm reacting and how I, you know, that ultimately, like, there's a lot of life moving through me. And it might look messy, but I choose life. I choose to be here in this body, alive and connected. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna leave it today. Thank you so much for being here with me, for being in this prayer space with me as I'm just speaking out what's present. Feel free to leave a comment, hit the like button. Anything helps right now to let this energy that I'm carrying, that's wanting to connect to more people in the world. Anyways, you know, subscribing, again, whatever these things mean, because the technology is just, it feels a little foreign to me, even though I've lived in the world for a while. It's just like, it's not my first thing, but do all the things, like all the things, subscribe, bell notifications, leave comments, feel free to share the video, whatever helps that life force energy that's wanting to connect to those who need it. Deep gratitude for your presence if you happen upon this video, and yeah, whoever you are, wherever you are, I love you deeply, and I honor whatever it is you're moving through, and know that you are not alone. You are not alone, even though it can feel that way. And yeah, let me know how I can show up in a bigger way to connect and assist with that part of each one of us that feels alone.